Hi everyone, so this is lesson 5. I'm doing the one over reality therapy with Dr. Grande. So his client came to him. Her family or parents are having an issue with her stealing things, which she never used the word stealing, of course. She was just taking things and moving them into her room or whatever, but basically stealing things that didn't belong to her. So she didn't see the wrong in it. She was just having fun, but her family was, pressuring her into saying this is wrong, you need to go to counseling, so that's why she was there. So what types of questions was he asking her to? So he was guiding her to come up with her own solutions instead of telling her what to do. So the question was, what types of questions was he using to guide her? And he was asking her, because she had said that the reason that she takes things is because it's fun. And she's bored or whatever, and it's exciting and it's fun, so that's why she was doing it. So he was asking her, well, what do you do for fun other than that? Like, if that wasn't thing, or other than taking other people's stuff, what do you like to do for fun? What do you enjoy doing? And that's when she had said that she liked to play strategic video games. So he recognized that the reason that she was stealing was because it was fun. And so then he tried to come up with an alternative, or he wanted her to come up with an alternative of something else that was fun, that would kind of fulfill her need for fun, that didn't involve stealing. And so that's when he asked her, what do you like to do for fun? And she said the video games. But then she had mentioned, that her video game machine was broken, and that's when he kind of came to the understanding that pretty much as soon as she quit playing the video games is when she started stealing. His focus is what she enjoys that is an alternative to the stealing. And he's focusing on that because the reason she's stealing is because it's fun. So because it's fun and it's something she enjoys, he's trying to focus on something else that would also be fun and something that she would enjoy that's not stealing. Challenges working with kids and this theory. I would say, what if they didn't have an answer? What if she was like, I do it because it's fun. And then you ask the kid, well, what else could you do that's fun? And they're like, What else do you enjoy doing? Nothing. So I feel like that's kind of a challenge because, it's them coming up. It's them coming up with their own alternative, not the therapist giving them one. So I feel like if you're trying to ask them questions to help them come up with their own alternative and they're not giving you anything, then that's going to be kind of hard. I can see kids, especially when you're asking them, well, what do you like to do for fun? So that would be hard for me not to be like, okay, well, let me give you an idea. Because I'm like, if they're not going to give me anything to work with, then it might be easy just to say, let me give you an idea. But it's not as authentic if it's your idea, not theirs. So that's one challenge that I see with that. Also, sometimes and I know I do this all the time with my son, you know, sometimes you think you have a better idea. So you're like, okay, you have an idea? How can we fix this? And then they'll come up with an idea, and in your mind, you're like, ooh, I don't know if that's going to work. I have a better idea. So I think it might be a challenge to bite your tongue and not give them that idea because it's supposed to be their idea. But, you know, that goes with anything, even like with having a kid. Because I know sometimes I'll ask my kid, how could you fix that? Or how could you solve that problem? And he'll say one way, and I'm like, well, I have a better idea, but you want the idea to be there. So that's another challenge that I can see for me would be just biting my tongue and letting my own ideas go and let them have their ideas. And then my school, how open would they be to this? I think it's kind of mixed. I think they would be open to it in one way, or in some ways, but not others. Like coming up with alternatives to a problem behavior. If it changed that behavior, or if, you know, there was some proof or evidence that it was changing the behavior, then I think, you know, they would be open to it. But part of me, and this is my own personal opinion, but I also feel like my school, the people that I work with would also have the same question, is, does this really address the issue? So the girl in the video, for example, she's stealing because it's fun. So you want to give her an alternative, which is playing video games. So what happens the next time her video game machine breaks? Or the club's over, or it's summertime. She's going to go back to stealing because it's fun. So I don't know that you've really addressed the underlying issue by giving them an alternative, because the alternative might work now, but when that alternative is gone, then I feel like they're going to go back to the problem behavior, because you haven't really addressed the issue. Why are you doing this? And in that girl's instance, I feel like she's saying she does it because it's fun, but there's an underlying issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, lots of things are fun. So why are you picking that? So I feel like this theory doesn't really address the real issue as to why they're doing what they're doing in order to fix that behavior. You're just kind of giving them an alternative. So that's my take on that. And I feel like a lot of the people that I work with, you know, we have similar viewpoints on things. So I feel like that's a question that if I brought this up to them, this therapy, that they would question me with that. Well, how are we changing the behavior? You know, so I think they would be open to it, but they would have questions about that part. And maybe they would want to pair it with another theory that would, you know, maybe give them an alternative, but then address the issue with a different theory. So that is my take on that. So I look forward to hearing your responses.